And I'm back. I've tweaked how things will look for you a little bit, but also maybe just possibly I fixed or at least severely lessened the impact of the thing where large scale battles took a huge amount of time to kind of get me off the winning well, the get me forward from that thing battle screen. I think it's either the buffer size which I reduced back to default or this buffer zone that I think solved it. But also I'm not running a CPU expensive scientific calculation software that might also help just a little bit, but it's a it shouldn't really be a problem even. I don't understand why it was a thing even in the first place. Um, I figured I'd best start with getting some more money. I'm not going to shirk away from utilizing powerful things at my disposal as long as they aren't cheaty. Uh, but I'll try not to try to not micromanage too much. We'll see how that goes. This champion isn't very good at all. I tried to get some information about what kind of battle scores different heroes have, but they seemed to not always follow this strictly, which I gathered from the game files. But as you can see, he's lower than average. Well, median, I suppose, is the correct terminology I'm looking for here. He's lower than median strength, so. But he's very close to being on the median side. The fight could go either way, really. Let's at least see whom we are up against. It will be a bit more money won if I a bumbling fool. That sounds maybe even. Yeah, that's slightly worse than the Ale Slammer. I'm going to bet a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean. If this goes south, I might need to take a loan. Let's bet half. Roundabout. Yeah, I got the benefit from that. Okay, now for betting regularly, because we've already done the double time thing. Infamous Horned Boogeyman, or the Mutilated Wraith Warlock Acolyte. So we have the Horned Boogeyman. Boogeyemog. Is that really a Boogeyemog? That's 179 plus the infamous modifier, which probably says something positive. Whereas the Wraith Warlock Acolyte is only 122, and yeah, so and it's mutilated, so it's clearly this seems like the better option. Um, I played the classic Warsim from 2005, which came. No, it must. It was 2015, not quite that ancient, at least I think. Uh, and there I figured out that if I think the this is very low by volume, by the way. If I think that the person I am betting for is twice as has twice as strong of a battle score than as my opponent, I should use half of my betting money. Here, let's try out that kind of a thing. I'm going to guess it's about twice as powerful whom I'm going to bet for. Infamous Horned Boogeyman wins. Let's bet some more. A peasant versus vagrant banished vampire. Yeah, it's quite clear that the vagrant, if all goes to plan, if it doesn't, I'm going to have to take a loan. Do I bet absolutely everything? Now I'm second guessing myself. I'd rather not go too far below 1,000. Whatever, let's bet everything. Yeah! Okay, then we have a 4,679 gold to spend. It's still not a whole lot. There we go. Maybe something like that. Let's try with. Yeah, might be a decent. I'm going to figure out it in post production, maybe. So we withdrew everything. Absolutely yes. Let's go explore maybe. Sure, let's start first with this first. I'm always unsure whether I should explore or go to the throne room first. The near north is a cold place, though mild compared to the rest of the north. The place is filled with forts and places of violence, such as the Brawler's Pit and the Thick Blood Tavern. And there is a place in this game where it's going to test your knowledge of the history of the world, so I might as well talk a little bit about that, because atmosphere you have to kind of we are never going to get to fighting anyone at this rate, but whatever. So the north was originally inhabited by people called the Wildermen. They formed bigger clans at some point, and the history recognizes 5 of such bigger clans: the Thick Blood, the Swift Wind, Black Blood, Red Blood, and the Deep Snow. other wildermen who weren't part of those bigger clans were pushed to the very north, and they fought with each other and occasionally raided the major clans. Uh, then there was some inf- yes, there was infighting between the thick bloods and the deep snow. The thick bloods attacked them, forcing the deep snow to become a protectorate of them. But something went wrong that the people that didn't expect there. Uh, Armies from the west who had been in a war against the east were winning were winning some major victories. They had become a bit overconfident and decided to come conquer the north as well, while still fighting against the easterners. Actually, I should maybe say something about my notes. I did kind of rework this beginning portion of it, but I didn't get full scores, so my knowledge might not be absolutely perfect. Anyway, so the West did manage to conquer the already weakened deep snow. Then the thick bloods tried to send a warning to the red blood and the swift wind clans. However, the red blood didn't trust the thick bloods and assaulted them with the black bloods. So even more infighting. So the West could now make some more progress here. Apparently there was a stalemate. My notes are kind of iffy on whom do they have a stalemate with or whatever. However, the swift winds used to be a kind of more kind of aligned with the thick bloods and trusted them and reinforced themselves, and there were also people who fled to their territories. I think there was some kind of an assault from the Wildermen as well on the west. Actually, this is something I'm kind of iffy about. I know that the swift winds were trying to protect four of theirs. There was some kind of squabble with the rulers of them about what they should do. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The West was kind of crushed there. They fled, but there was some kind of icy mist that kind of was a wrench in their plan of that as well. But that was a pretty big loss on both the west and the north. All but the swift winds were practically crushed. The swift winds divided into the true swift wind and the northern kings. Others joined other people from the swift wind, also joined some fringe wildermen clans. Then there was kind of uh, period of disconnected villages and minor clans called the Wilder Years. By the way, here's kind of a rough sketch of uh, what the uh, map of old, ye old North looked like. So now we come a bit more to the present. I think that yeah, not much is left from the original northern people. Most whom, actually, I should say, most more civilized northerners are nowadays Western. What's the word? Settlers, yes. So that's about it. You find a lost knight wandering aimlessly. When he sees you, he looks startled and runs away. -1 exploration chance. You hear someone scream, "I'll have ya," and hear a struggle. Then you notice two burly northerners fighting. Watch the fight, break it up by orders of the king. I'm not sure what if this has any kind of an effect. I'll let's break it up. The men look startled and apologize before running off. So we didn't find anything this time. That's horrible. I suppose we gained 1 night, but that's still bad. Before I forget, there are so many bandits that I think I'll use the strategy I used in the old Warsim version, that I'll try to deposit at least some kind of a fund I can use to gain a head start on the arena. So something I probably want to do is maybe hire somebody as a spy master, somebody. I think that they will allow me to retreat, see the enemy's forces before the battle, their battle scores as well, and allow me to retreat at that point. So that will be a pretty nice thing to have. They might not get paid. I'm guessing I'm not going to have enough money to pay all these people. I'm going to have deserters and whatnot in these early years. It is just what is going to have to be. Old Kroll is a horrible diplomat. I'm not going to have him here. I'm going to get somebody else. A volunteer, they are a good volunteer as well. That's a dream come true. Tiber the Volunteer. Greetings, I'm Tiber the Volunteer. I have been head diplomat for some of the greatest rulers. I will serve you honorably. I require no pay. Oh, this is wonderful. They probably won't Gorion the Pikener isn't all that great either, but he's cheap and yeah. I'm going to see whether I get all the information and stuff I need. The game, I feel like they should tell us. He doesn't say anything about what he does. These other people do here. tell me what else you can do. Well, I suppose what else? Also, more detailed spy reports feels like something I am going to want. It gives me it breaks it down how many people of uh, each of these types they have when we get to the spy report at the end of the turn. I think that's the major thing that pro from that. Yeah. Um, and I'm not going to have enough money to be training them as well. That's a waste at the moment. I don't want to be informed of what adventuring parties, which are non-existent anyway, are up to. Um, well, when I reach level 200 skill, I will be able to show you all factions' recruiting patterns, including independent kingdoms and minor bandit gangs. Or was it that they need 200 skill for? We'll see what it. Anyway, spy master is a really important one to have, and a good diplomat is also a very good thing to have if you are going to do a lot of diplomacy and yeah. So that's something done. Let's visit the throne room before I forget. I really don't want to pay them pay my staff any kind of any kind of bonuses. So even though begging might be interesting to show you some encounters, I think that's where we get them. It's either begging or complaints where they ask for raises. Do I give you the more complete experience, or do I play it kind of a bit smarter? What kind of things can we get from complaints? Let me think. Complaints. It might be something like my soldiers have done something wrong, and then people are going to be mad about it, demand compensation. That I think that falls under complaints at least. I suppose I'll keep everything else here for now. I'll let you see something. What these things do. If we get any people asking for raises, I'm going to also disable complaints, but we'll see for now. You are visited by a man from the black market slums who says, I may be a lowly slum dweller, but I have skills and capable hands. Let me work in the fields for you, absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, before dashing out to collect his equipment. You are visited by a Western herbalist who claims one of your soldiers threatened to burn his village down. It's only 6 gold. Even though we are at... we can pay the reparations. Just in case it would give me a +1 public opinion. It's a really cheap price for that. You order reparations to be paid, the gold is accepted, and then the Western herbalist smiles and bows his head for a long time, then lifts it and says, Long may you reign, before leaving. You are visited by a farmer who says a dispute needs to be settled. A local butcher recently ran out of meat after a dispute with the biggest cattle owner. Then last night my only sheep goes missing, and today this butcher is selling mutton. He claims the guards guided him to the sheep far away on a hike. He's most definitely lying. We could make the butcher compensate for the sheep, or, well, if the guards did guide him, then I don't want to oppose the guards. Or we could throw him in the dungeons. I'm not going to be playing an evil dictator in this series. Maybe some other time, probably not, but no. +1 public opinion from my wisdom. The farmer smiles and says, "You are too kind, my lord. This is greatly appreciated." You are visited by a once famed knight, my king. I wish to traverse the realm, doing good deeds and such in your name. So they will go away for a long time. It's not one of the knights you own. It's somebody different entirely. If I refuse, I don't. I tried it at one point. It didn't seem to do anything. So I don't really see why I would do anything else but allow him to quest. But it didn't really work out. The knight isn't seen or heard from again after saying, "Then it shall be done for honor, for glory, and for Niram the default." That's so great. Okay. Complaints are going to be disabled. Your head diplomat, Tiber the Volunteer, approaches and requests his employment with you ends as he wishes to join a guild. I don't have the money to offer him to stay. As you command, my lord. Okay. That was... Let's check that he didn't actually leave here. Let's see. Good. He didn't leave. So. Set the rules. No complaints allowed. But I'm not sure if begging covers their pay. I'm going to allow begging for now to let you see. Okay. I'm not going to save scum. If it happens, we'll figure it out.